You are live. Hey, I have a question for you.
What's up? I asked you a goofball question earlier, so what's up?
Do you think that ribbed condoms taste like ribs?
I think the only people that ask that are fucking disturbed. Oh. Wait.
All right, better question.
There goes monetization right out the window. We're supposed to wait at least 10 minutes to cuss.
I mean, you're not wrong. Also, another question. Is cereal soup?
I mean, I feel like cereal is more or less soup. Yeah, sure. Cereal's a soup.
My teacher back in high school used to tell us that he had a beard. Way to go, Josh. Yeah.
Yep. DA, way to go. Yeah, I know. I fart things up.
Sometimes.
Shut the front door. What the fork?
On that note, so if a tomato is fruit, does that make ketchup a smoothie?
100%. It goes down good, too, when you freeze it.
I'm having a fruit smoothie.
Only if you're a half a horn in.
I mean, you know. Hello, Josh Brown. How are you?
Josh Brown says hello. How you doing, bud? Oh, man. That's all kinds of special, dude. Ribbed condoms taste like ribs. I mean, if you put barbecue sauce on it.
You got to really glaze that thing.
Just slather up that glizzy.
I mean, maybe. I mean, it depends on if she's into that, I guess, you know.
I mean, I guess. I think, I don't know, man. I don't know. So, as you've heard, I'm Josh. This is Roper.
Hi.
This is more or less State of the Nerd.
More or less. I mean, you know. Hey, if you get out of the shower clean, why is it that the towel is dirty and needs to then subsequently be washed?
It's not that it's dirty. This is why you wash it.
Okay.
You are clean. The towel is clean.
Sure.
You dry yourself off, but there is the chance that once it becomes wet, that it could accumulate mildew while sitting wherever you have it. Now, if you hang it to dry, you can use it subsequent times. It is not dirty.
How many times do you subsequently use that?
The same amount of times it takes to get to the center of a Tootsie Roll Tootsie Pop.
So 3. It's 3. 1, a 2, a 3.
D. Roberts says, Sweet Babies Ray's brand lube. That's a whole new market for them to get into.
You know, I'm certain there's probably somebody.
Oh, I'm sure there's somebody.
Love me some barbecue.
So we've already got 4 likes. D.A. Roger Peacock.
How do we have likes with this?
I don't know. Miranda Moore.
What's up,
Miranda? Laura Hatch.
Comes in honey glazed and spicy.
D.A. Roberts says comes in honey glazed and spicy. That's...
Oh my God.
Is that where that meme came from? Why is it so spicy? Wow. Oh my God. Ooh. So
hey, how's that for a cold opening? And we're up to 11 viewers. Yes.
Yeah. Missed that barbecue glizzy. Oh, and sassy chicken.
Heck yeah.
Oh, she's so sassy. I love that shirt. I can't wait to get it sold. So,
hey, merchandise is a thing.
Merchandise is a thing. We do have some announcements.
We're both doing it again. Yes.
We're wearing our non-self-gratifying shirts at all. We don't.
What I need to do is I need to get one of your shirts, and you need to get one of my shirts.
Guess what?
What?
Teespring has shower curtains now.
Yes! You can shower with us?
Yep. Yes, you can. I'm going to be making shower curtains.
Oh my God.
They have other cool shit. They have backpacks. They have hats. They have all kinds of cool shit.
You can totally shower with Roper now.
I mean, you could.
You could.
Roper. D.A. Roberts says Roper on a shower curtain.
Yep.
Speaking of D.A. Roberts, that's part of our announcements as well.
Oh, we have announcements now.
Yes, we do. D. Roberts, friend of the show, author, has just released a new book called The Nightmare Hunter, Uncanny Valley.
Why do you say it Nightmare Hunter?
I said Nightmare Hunter.
You said Nightmare Hunter this time. I encourage you to go back and listen to this at a later point in time. We're 5 minutes in, and I want you to make sure that you listen to yourself go, Nightmare.
T. Roberts says they also have pillows.
Yeah, they
you
do.
Can snuggle up with this glorious bastard right here.
Heck yeah. Now, what you need to understand is that back in the day when we were originally doing Spoilercast, we had somebody leave a comment. I don't remember who, and I really want to find it because it's hilarious. They asked if they could sleep on a pillow made of my voice. And I was like, if you can find a way to put my voice inside a pillow, you're more than welcome to sleep upon it.
You may not be able to sleep on his voice, but you can sleep on his face. You can sit. You could sit on his face. He is taking applications. So
at this point, oh my God.
Wow, that took a left turn.
Isn't this entire show left turns?
I mean,
just spiraling the drain, man.
More or less. I'm going to post a link to D.A. Roberts' author page, in which you can not only find The Nightmare Hunter.
There it is.
I did it on purpose that time. The Nightmare Hunter, Uncanny Valley, as well as all his other kick-ass books. Ragnarok Rising kicked it all off. That is still amazing. All his cryptid books, and he's working on a fantasy novel. Do you know that?
I do. Well, I mean, you kind of mentioned something briefly about it, but heck yeah. And then I have been continuing to work on the kind of background story of Ragnarok Rising. So it's different characters set in the same world and universe at the same time as all of it first started. Yeah. So you gotta.
D.A. Roberts says, or put Roper's butt on a pillow.
You know, it'd be kind of funny if we had like me looking back over my shoulder with a butt, right? I have my butt. I'm just looking over my shoulder back at the.
Isn't that like a pose from like some Kardashian or something? Just looking back at your own butt.
I mean, maybe, but like I don't really know. But all I remember is that there's this. Like Flight of the Bumblebee thing where it's a stick figure dude looking over his backside and his butt's just flapping up and down really fast.
Wow.
It's one of the funniest things I think I've ever seen. Let me see if I can find it real quick.
And Roger Peacock says, I'm halfway through the Nightmare Hunter and Uncanny Valley already. Damn, dude, dedication. I've got it downloaded. That's about it so far. That's great, dude. That just launched like yesterday, and you're already halfway through it. It is awesome. Got a little dark in here. Nope. I just need another light. That's just what it comes down to. I need more. I need more lights.
Have to get another one.
Yeah. And D.A. Roberts says, "Thank you, Roger Peacock. ATM equals NASCAR. Left turn." Turn.
Spin it.
Member of ATM, Adam Shepard, says, I will pull a waveform and we can put it in a pillow. I love it. So let's go ahead. Give us a soundbite.
What would you like me to say?
They're listening to you in bed, so you go ahead and put it out there.
Listen, cuddle up, get close, and let's go to bed.
Wow, that was super creepy. Moving on. Thomas Whitney says, what up, nerds?
What's up, nerds?
For a second, I thought my computer was about to restart. That would have been terrible.
Yeah, it would have been a great time for it. I would have been like, I don't know what's happening because I'm not on that page right now.
Well, that wasn't in the show notes. Where was Josh disappearing at?
Yeah. Someone get in here with me.
Quick, vamp. He'll be back.
Smoke bomb.
Speaking of All Tower Media, you can find us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Pinterest.
Hey, don't we
TikTok?
Don't we still have a website?
No.
What happened to our website?
There was really no need for one.
All right, that's fair.
Now, when we have the games and the clickety clicks and the mouses and the pew pews.
So Facebook, all your social medias, Facebook. Except for
not all of them. We're not on MySpace. We're not on Tumblr.
Josh is on Grindr.
I am not. So I get one free shot now. Right?
I guess so.
Thanks, Matthew.
Oh, not like that. See,
yes, like that.
Same thing. That's not the same thing.
You know what, though?
You know better than that.
It is the same thing. You know so, Werewolf of 5674 says, "We going for tacos?" We can fucking go for tacos. Oh, speaking of which, I don't think you were privy. We came up with a new shirt for DA. I'll show it to you here in a moment.
Oh, okay. Like the whole thing? Or
DA Robert says, more than a little disturbing. I think that was your soundbite.
Yeah, my soundbite. Let's go to bed.
And bathroom walls of the Loco come and go. Oh, put your waveform on the bathroom walls. Dream says, man, I need some energy. Any recommendations? Oh, well, look at him just kind of jumping the show notes. We'll get there, but since you brought it up, bam, SwiftLifestyles.com. We've been sponsored.
We can do it.
So if you head over to SwiftLifestyles.com, you can juice yourself with some energy. Just energy, not anything nefarious. Get yourself energy drinks, supplement powders, vitamins, all kinds of cool stuff. Use discount code ATMLife15 for 15% off. Bam.
Bazinga.
Where to find All Tower? Oh, that's where you can find us. That's another one of our locations is bathroom walls that come and go.
Oh, I see. That doesn't sound right.
Call Opacian for a good time.
Wow. Why would you direct him to me?
I mean, you can take a licking and keep on ticking. If you die, if they choke you out, you just come back to life. Grindr.
Is that all you got, fool?
Richard Sullivan says Grindr is a good pillow soundbite. Oh, so let me go ahead and throw up the T-shirt design that Adam came up with. Hold on one hot moment. So we were on DAX Machina the other night and just being stupid, bullshitting. It derailed from about 5 minutes in, right? And then we're talking about how at some point Dogman and Bigfoot were just going to steal Gray Eagle's car. And I said, yeah, get in the car, bitches. We're going for tacos. Well, you know what Adam does.
I love it.
We're getting in the car. And he's got Dogman hanging out the window and a Gugway coming out the roof. Get in the car, bitches.
Going for tacos.
So this shirt and this merch is actually available right now on D.A. Roberts' store. If you head over to his Facebook, facebook.com/D.A. Roberts, you can find a link to his shop there. He's got it actually posted. You have your shop connected to your Facebook, I believe, correct, DA? If not, I can go ahead and grab the link, but I believe he does. Ours is also on our Facebook page linked. You can find all of our fun stuff. Let's see here. So yeah, man. Yeah, that's the thing. We did that. We had some fun. I was a half a horn in. That's another one. Might as well show that one off. That one's going on our random shirt store. Where is that at?
I don't know.
There it is. Because they think it's funny when I got a half a horn in.
Hey!
Everything's better when you're a half a horn in.
That kind of looks like you're like milking a maggot.
That's gross.
Yeah, just saying.
It's supposed to be a drinking horn.
Oh, it kind of looked like a big slug.
Oh, we also got likes from Thomas Whitney.
What's up, Thomas?
Edmund Stone and Richard Sullivan. Oh, man. So, yeah, that's oof. Yeah. We had a time. It was, other than that and his book, I don't think we talked about anything substantial. And that wasn't substantial.
Nope. And we're up to 7 likes with 12 viewers right now, which is awesome.
Absolutely. Very awesome.
So we've been trying to like modify our format for how we're handling all of like this, right? Because we're also trying to make it to where we're doing a podcast in conjunction to the live stuff. And so we're trying to work on how we do this, right? This first part, you were all like, everybody's just getting here. No one's actually paying attention. It's not until later on that they're in and like all on board with what's going on and like listening and stuff. And so we have a different format of how we're doing things now. And you explain it much better than I do, but that's a thing we're trying to work on, right? Because you can listen to our stuff not only on Facebook and YouTube and Twitch and stuff like that, but you can also go and find us on like Spotify, right? That's where I've been listening to our
Spotify, iHeartRadio, Deezer, all kinds of fun stuff. We're not on Apple and Amazon yet, but that is coming soon.
I have been listening. I've been re-listening to our episodes of things because I like hearing myself. I'm one of the few
because we don't care about our own image at all, or not at all.
I like to, and I know a lot of people are. Oh, I hate hearing myself talk. I love hearing myself talk, and and so I go back and listen to the episodes after the fact, and so that's a thing for me.
Well, if you are currently enjoying the show, we hope that you are as much as we enjoy hearing ourselves talk.
Especially me.
Smash that like button, the subscribe button, the follow button, the buttons, the bells, do the things.
All of the buttons.
Reach out and just give that bell just a little cuppage. That way you can tell it to tell you every time that we go live if you're on YouTube. Facebook has an equivalent to this to circumvent the algorithm because algorithms suck. And on that note,
algorithms rule the world. And if you've watched the new Space Jam, you'll understand what it is I'm talking about.
Yeah. So on that note, welcome to State of the Nerd. Yeah.
I love that. I love how it goes all like 8-bit.
Hell yeah, man.
It's so good.
Smash
that bell in the face.
Says D.A. Roberts. Roger Peacock says, I didn't know you're all on Spotify. It's actually a new thing. Yep. There's only one of each of our shows currently on it. One State of the Nerd, one Spoilercast.
The first Spoilercast.
The first of the reboot of the reboot.
A reboot of the reboot. There was only one reboot.
Well, there was a reboot, and then there was kind of a soft reboot. You know how it's still in universe, but they changed the cast without you hoping that it gets, it's known.
When did we have a first reboot?
Oh, we did.
When?
We did. For like 2 episodes.
When?
It was a long time ago.
I don't recall it. That's my show, and I don't recall it.
Roper, today.
What's up, fool?
I want to get into, there's some hot Star Wars news.
Ooh.
It's the new hotness. There's some new MCU news that I know you're just going to drool the hell over.
Always.
And we're going to talk about Masters of the Universe. I have the power to continue this podcast.
I have the power.
Roper.
What's up? First off, this is Josh. That's the person talking to you right now. I am Roper. We're the hosts of the shows. Josh typically runs things around here, and I just kind of like talk intermittently, and then we respond to things that shows up in the chat feed here. We like the viewer participation, having you guys kind of work with us here just a little bit, talking to us. I asked a question at the beginning of the show. I'm kind of curious of what you all think. Is cereal soup? That's important. I need to know if you all think that cereal is soup or not.
Let us know in chat if you're live, and if you're listening to this after the fact, post the comments down below. Yeah. We want to know. Inquiring minds want to know, is cereal soup? Yeah. And just as a reminder to dream, if you're feeling a little sluggish out there, swiftlifestyles.com.
Yep.
Get that energy. ATM Life 15 for 15%
I still want some of their merchandise. I wish that their T-shirt had the graphics from their website with the chick with the sword. I think that'd look really cool. But they've got a pretty plain Jane looking T-shirt. I still like it, and I want to get one. But
hell yeah. Werewolf says, "Damn you, black taco shirts are already out of stock already."
How is that possible?
I don't know, but there should have been black. If they're out, then all of Teespring is sold out, because that's how that works. It's not just our stores. If black is sold out, that means Teespring doesn't have black at any store. That means our stores are sold out of black too. That's fun.
That's not good.
D.A. Roberts says it's light pastry bites in a bovine lactose marmalade.
Ah, sounds fancy. Very, very fancy.
Very fancy. All right. So
is that like a meat hot pocket?
That basically just sounds like a hot pocket.
A hot pocket. Yeah, that's a hot pocket with meat.
Yeah. With meat. It's a meat pie.
And marinara. I don't know why it's marinara, but it feels like
marmalade, but that's fine.
It feels like there'd be marinara.
Well, then it literally is a hot pocket.
You don't know that.
But we can't sell hot pockets. We'll sell lukewarm cupped fabric.
Wow. Oh my God.
Oh, cereal is Werewolf says cereal is not a soup.
Okay.
Neither is whatever. Fill in the blank, audience.
Fill in the blank.
Laura says, or is cereal gazpacho?
Hey, it might be.
Might be. We have another like from Tony. I cannot say his last name. I've seen it in here multiple times, but neither is cold as shit they sell as soup. Fair enough.
Oh, well, I mean, there is cold soup. I don't know what that is, but like they have cold soups.
That sounds sounds about as good as my lukewarm fabric pocket.
Stop saying that.
All right, so moving forward, have you seen? Are you completely caught up on the Bad Batch?
No, I don't think so. I think what was the last one I watched? It was after Cad Bane, his appearance. I'm probably 2 episodes past that.
Spoilers.
What?
Wrong show.
Oh, well, I mean.
As a note, Roper, he says, I run things around here. Roper runs a show called Spoilercast.
Yes, I do.
Catch him on Fridays following this show, since we're every other week. Whenever you see us, a couple days later, you get to see him again.
Yeah, man. It's going to be awesome.
The shit out of stuff.
Well, here's the thing. So with that said, I still like people tuning in and checking it out.
Absolutely.
So if you tune into the episode at the beginning of the episode, why are you talking off screen? Anyway,
I have other people that I care about besides you.
There's no one else that you should care about except for me. All right. Like I am the love interest in this story. Okay. Anyway, it's not that I just go through and just like, wow, he went completely off screen. What up? Oh, hi, there you are. So it's not that we would go through and spoil out the show or the movie or whatever the case may be, like completely. It just gives us the opportunity and platform to discuss all points of it without any type of reservation. Because one of my favorite games to play is cross-breeding movies into a single universe. And in order to do that, sometimes you have to have the ability to discuss about like all of the points of that movie in order to be able to make a compelling argument. So sometimes you're giving away just a little bit. But as long as the material's been out for really any length of time, someone has seen it. I didn't go and see Black Widow by myself across the entire world. It's not like it was just me and everybody else is over here going, la, 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 don't spoil this for me. Some other people have seen it and they want to like talk about it, and they want to talk about like some of the implications of what they all saw and stuff like that. And that's the point. It's for people who have seen the content of what it is we're talking about. I like that.
What do we got here? D.A. Roberts says, like how Tombstone is in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Well, D.A., I feel like at this point, you need to come on the show and explain that, because
no. He can come on Spoilercast and talk about that.
Yes, that's because we got a whole thing. You're still more than welcome to come on and discuss shows with us, but
yes,
you need to come on Spoilercast, or
at least send me an explanation of what that is. I want to know. Yeah, I like that.
We'll save that for if you want to know how DA connects Tombstone and Marvel Cinematic Universe. check out Spoilercast on Friday.
Yep. Kind of like Allie managed to connect The Fifth Element and Harry Potter.
Oh, now she needs to come on and explain that one.
Oh, I loved it. It's a great explanation.
But
I love it.
Let's bring it back here to the Bad Batch.
Yep. So I'm a little bit behind. I'm wanting to say, no, I am. I'm probably 2 episodes past that because they were on some like.
Were they on the
remote Cloud City thing, and like she was trying to get away from?
So they're not on Ryloth yet.
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
So, yes. That is Justin.
Justin says, I mean, why not?
Yes, just say Justin. That's all you need to say there.
So, what are your overall thoughts of the Bad Batch so far? Is it a good standalone? Is it good? Does it fit in the universe well, or is it just basically Clone Wars Season 8?
It's not Clone Wars Season 8.
Good. I don't feel that way either.
No, it's really not. It is, on the other hand, it's excellent standalone. You obviously need the some of the movies to be able to like prop it up to get it like off the ground. Like you can't just like go straight into Bad Batch and just know, right?
Sure.
You need at least some of the. Okay, so if you started with just the prequels, you could then go, okay, cool, I got it. There's
you need a point of reference.
Right. You can't just go straight blindly into it.
You can't watch. Got it. You can't watch the Rise of Skywalker and then watch the Bad Batch and be like, I understand that reference.
You probably wouldn't get.
Probably shouldn't.
No, yeah, because I mean you're not seeing the clone troopers in that, right? As a matter of fact, I think the character you end up seeing ends up being Finn, right? That's like the only stormtrooper's face you end up seeing, right?
Yeah, but you have no reference on clone troopers, so
right. But you never get a reference to clone troopers in that at all. So if what you're looking at is a stormtrooper, which is Finn, taking his helmet off, right?
Yeah, and then you see all these other ones, and you're like,
that are all the same. You're like, what? Why is that?
That dude's got a lot of brothers.
Yep.
But what's great about the Star Wars shows, all of them, Mandalorian, the movies, everything, but more so the shows. If you do watch the shows, especially anything that Filoni has his hands on, you really get to see connections to the entirety of everything.
Yeah. Even
if it's a helmet in the background or a huge reference like the backstory of the Rancor in Jabba's palace. He touches on everything. So
that was kind of cool. I like that too.
See, that's how you can do fan service in good ways, and you can do fan service in bad ways, and still tell a story. D.A. Roberts says, hey, I'll have to explain it tonight. That's fine. We got time. Go ahead and jump on and explain, because I feel like that one needs a verbal.
I mean, he could send it to me.
You can send it. We can explain it. But I only say that because he half mentioned possibly joining us.
Yeah, well, I mean, the thing is, like I said, you can send it to me, and then I can just talk it over.
D. Roberts also says that he'll be in LBL on Friday. For those
you're going to need the LBL.
Yes. So those of you who don't know, LBL is the Land Between the Lakes. It is a national park located on the borders of Kentucky and Missouri. Supposedly very beautiful. It has a sordid history with a lot of deaths, missing people, some of which could possibly be tied to cryptids, more specifically the Dogman. He said, DA says, I sent it to Roper's Facebook Messenger.
Yeah, I just got a ping just a moment ago, so I will retain that.
I'm sorry. It's on the borders of Kentucky and Tennessee. DA Roberts corrected me there. But basically, DA hosts a show called DAX Machina, and the Nightmare Hunter that has been running previously, where they go into cryptids. And LBL has come up a few times, and it's definitely worth checking out. DAX Machinas are normally every Saturday. You should check those out. I'm sure the next time he's on, he'll have stories to tell about LBL.
Nice.
Justin says, I'm a huge fan of the Bad Batch, but to be fair, the Clone Wars is also better than most realize or want to admit. 100%. Agree. I feel the same thing about Rebels. It's both extremely
Rebels is
underrated.
really good. Yeah, Rebels is really good.
Bad Batch is far better written than The Rise of Skywalker. Oh yeah, no. When we said you probably shouldn't do that, we meant this show doesn't technically support the Disney sequels. I don't know if they have an official name. But hey, we also don't kink shame. So if that's how you like to have your nuts stepped on,
That's your thing, man.
So whatever.
You do you, boo boo.
The shows and cartoons are fantastic for universe building, absolutely. And as we've seen with Filoni doing to the prequels, because I know a lot of people have the love for the prequels because there is now an entire generation that grew up on those. And so that's their Star Wars. And I don't want to take that away from them. And they will have the same with the current trilogy. It is what it is. It's what they know. But Filoni has done a good job of universe building underneath to explain and to pad out what was in the movies to say, okay, there's a lot going on here that you didn't see. And in retrospect, like Clone Wars did to the prequels, makes them better.
Are you literally right this second saying that Clone Wars, The Bad Batch, and Rebels is Star Wars apologetics? They're not
apologetics. They're Dave Filoni saying, okay, so what you got, I realize. It's all apologetics.
It's apologetics. It's them going, listen, we know that this was not exactly the thing, and we're going to explain some of these things away by using these other means of explaining some of these things away.
But it's also Filoni telling a fantastic story aside from the apologetics. But it's also partially apologetics.
It's apologetics.
Just says DA needs to pick me up a couple of bottles while he's out there.
Oh, bottles of what? What are you looking for?
Yeah, Justin also says Disney sequels, aka garbage. Like I said, we're not going to kink shame. I realize that there is a generation of people that's their movie. Just says they are fan service to make up for garbage movies. But see, like we were saying earlier, they're fan service done in the right way. They can still tell a story and give us fan service. So a couple things in the Star Wars that I want to go over with. Mandalorian Season 3 has started filming.
Whoop.
We may be getting it sooner.
I really want Bill Burr back, man.
Bill Burr was fantastic. He could almost have a spinoff.
Right? How great would that be? I love
just that. Some sort of like Merc group. I think it'd be great.
It'd be so good. I wasn't a stormtrooper.
But Mandalorian Season 3 starting. That also, just so you know, the Book of Boba Fett is done, wrapped.
Ooh.
It's wrapped, and they're getting ready for the end of this year. I am so excited. I really hope Cad Bane makes a surprise appearance. I really, really do. I would like to see a Rogue Squadron as well. Yeah, absolutely. I would, just as you would like to see Rogue Squadron 2. That would be super great. So Star Wars put out an official poster I want to show everyone. Ooh. I think the price is $14.99. It is called Size Matters Not. And we haven't gotten any word on if Luke and Grogu are going to be appearing in Mandalorian Season 3. And I'm kind of torn if I want them to. I kind of want to see Mando be Mando. You know what I mean? Yes, the show was built on the premise of him being like this father figure, and I love that dynamic that he has. But I feel like there's so much more that can be told of him just being a Mandalorian.
I think that should be the first, chapter, right? First 2 seasons, then you pass it off. Maybe it's a thing that they come back to later on because obviously there's some unresolved stuff going on there. That is an awesome poster. I like that.
They're building. It's an official Star Wars poster, so they're implying that Luke has been building a lightsaber with Grogu.
That's awesome. I love that. But I think that you're not necessarily wrong. I think that there needs to be at least a season of him just being him and doing his thing, because it's kind of like, it's like a space Western more than it is really anything, which is kind of what you were getting with Firefly, right?
Right.
Which was space Western-esque, which was really good.
Mm-hmm.
And we loved it, so you cancel it, right? So
yeah, I mean, don't love Mandalorian too much.
Yeah, they'll cancel
it. Then again, maybe that's why Disney bought Fox. They're like, stop it. Stop doing that.
Stop. You have potential to make so much money. I like money.
Some other cool things that are coming up. So we know there's so many shows coming out tied into live action and animated, all kinds of stuff coming out. But this is real big for me.
Ooh.
Ezra Bridger and Grand Admiral Thrawn have been officially cast. It has not been announced by Disney, but reputable inside sources that a lot of trades trust to put this news out have said that they've been cast. And it's the same casting that we heard about a long time ago. I got to get his actual name so I say it right. Mena Massoud. He was Aladdin in the live action version. He was great as Aladdin.
I watched Aladdin. I never watched Aladdin.
I think he did really well as Aladdin. It just didn't work as a movie. Acting wise and look wise, I think he'll be a perfect Ezra Bridger because he'll be much older at this point in the timeline.
Sure.
And the voice of Grand Admiral Thrawn, Lars Mikkelsen, is been cast to play Grand Admiral Thrawn, which I am super excited about. Patty's in the house.
What's up, Patty? Hola.
Patty Gonzalez says, hola, and we're happy to have her here. She's on all the shows, and it's great to see her.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm Grand Admiral Thrawn. That's like my Cad Bane for you. Like, I'm just super excited.
The big blue man.
Yep. Both of our guys are blue. It's kind of weird. But yeah, I'm really, really excited. They are supposed to both appear in the Mandalorian as well as Ahsoka. And there's a good chance that Grand Admiral Thrawn will be kind of like the big bad across those live. It would make sense.
It would.
Which is weird because if you read the canonized trilogy, not the original one that was written before, the same author went back and wrote a canonized trilogy set during the time of Rebels and kind of reworked that original extended universe story to fit in a different timeline. But he's more of I wouldn't call him a villain. He's very methodical and he does work for the Empire, but for his own reasons. Like he's there more for the ascendancy than he is for the Empire. Like, I wouldn't call him a villain or evil. He's kind of doing his own thing.
Yeah, he's a perfect Disney bad guy. I hate that so much, by the way.
Justice, sorry, left the room. So sorry if you already covered this, but no Grogu or Luke on a permanent basis for Mando. Agreed. That's what we were saying.
Yep.
That would limit Mando and the Grogu character both. And I think one, it would be too expensive to use Luke the way they did unless they recast him.
Sebastian Stan
would be perfect. And you could do a little bit of CG work on his face, but it'd be more like CG makeup than it would be anything else. And in case you missed it, Justin, I'll throw it back up on the screen. That's the poster that was officially released. And I'm excited to see Grogu with the lightsaber. That's going to be awesome. Let's see here. We got some other chats here. Just says Thrawn is one of the best characters of Star Wars universe. Hell yes. And Justin, you would also like to see Mara Jade? So would I. And the rumors have been hot. The actual rumor with Luke is we may not be seeing him on Mando very much at all. Because Luke might be getting his own spinoff series with Sebastian Stan. There's been rumors that he's been having discussions. They'll say he hasn't, but then these trusted insiders say that he's been meeting with like Filoni and Jon Favreau and stuff. So I don't know. I think it would be freaking awesome if we got just like the book of Luke Skywalker. No, but you know what I mean. It would probably have to be him building the Jedi Academy and just call it Luke or Skywalker or something like they're doing Obi-Wan. Keep it simple.
Skywalker Academy.
I mean, they
Skywalker High.
They did trademark the name Skywalker Academy, so
Skywalker High, man.
Justin says Thrawn is a realist working with what he has in the universe. Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong.
So my hang up with Disney with their villains is All right, so check it out. Like back in the day, we watched 101 Dalmatians, right? And everybody was like, Cruella de Vil is a bad guy. She skins puppies. Spoiler. She doesn't actually skin puppies because that's like her goal. She just doesn't do it throughout the course of the movie. But that's what she wants to do, right? She's clearly not a nice person.
Right.
Well, then they came out with the movie Cruella. And it's supposed to be the background and or origin story of Cruella de Vil. How are you going to like get an audience to get behind a character like that, right?
Yeah.
How do you get somebody in the headspace of like, this is going to be somehow okay, right? And ultimately, if you've watched that movie, which I have, by the end of it, you kind of go, you feel like you know this person. This character, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I can't help but look at this character and go, she wouldn't do that. That's not her. That's not her.
Right.
But it is her. We watched it in the other movie, right? It's supposed to be a thing. And that's what they've done with most of their MCU bad guys. It's what they've done with a lot of these things is they've gone back and they've retroactively made them relatable. They have made them, understandable. They go, oh, well, I get that. I feel that. I get that, right? That's something I do. The Vulture, man, the Vulture is like my favorite character from back in the day against Spider-Man. So his oldest nemesis, right? Literally, he's both super duper old and he's like the first villain that Spider-Man ends up squaring off against. So he's been around the longest. And the Vulture's just a bad guy. But when you watch him in the Spider-Man movies, the MCU Spider-Man movies, there are people that can watch that character and based off of what he was doing and why he was doing it, you go, I get that. I do something similar to that because ultimately he's like trying to like take care of his family. And I'm not going to get into the specifics of it because this isn't Spoilercast, but the choices that he's making, a blue collar person who works a job and is trying to make ends meet or whatever the case may be, could look at his actions and go, I do it too. I get that. They humanize that bad guy. The only one that they didn't do a successful job, in my opinion, of humanizing is Thanos.
And see, I slightly disagree because I think that depends on the mindset of the person.
Well,
you want to hear hot take?
Hot take.
I almost agree with him.
See, but here's the thing. He's short-sighted. He doesn't know what he's talking about, and he definitely doesn't have science on his side.
I did say almost.
Almost.
I agree with the premise of what he's trying to do, and he is trying to do it from a chaotic, neutral standpoint, in my opinion. Not necessarily evil, definitely not good, but he's like, I see a problem in the universe. This is the quickest, driest, and fastest way. Just, I got a weird thing with my finger. Just cut it off.
Why don't we, I don't know, quadruple the amount of resources in the universe by snapping your finger that way?
Right. That, I know, and I understand that, but, here we are. Patty says, hey, the wolf from the Three Little Pigs had really bad sinuses. Yeah, I mean, you don't know. You don't know.
Maybe.
We have a new T-shirt design.
Oh?
Hot off the presses. You ready?
Let's see this. Ooh, I recognize that.
That is literally what you had just said.
That is awesome.
Yep, we could put that on a pillow. People can literally sleep on your voice.
Nice. That's awesome.
So
sleep on my voice.
Yes. So I want to go ahead
voice.
And shift gears to another Disney property.
The MCU? The MCU.
MCU.
Yeah,
it is popping off right now, man. I saw a meme and I posted it on our Facebook page. You've gone it's Captain America sitting backwards in the chair and he's leaning. He's like, so you've gone 1 week without a new MCU TV show. It's gonna be okay.
No, it's not, Cap.
No, I need. Well, what is coming soon?
What I need is Loki to be back running again because Loki is fantastic.
Loki season 2, we have no word when it's coming, but it's coming. What If is coming very soon, which I'm very excited for. I'm excited to see how they tie What If into what's happening, because obviously that's why they held it off. They kept it till after Loki intentionally, because those are branch timelines.
Yeah, I mean, if they don't do Marvel Zombies,
it's in the trailer.
Missed opportunity. Just saying.
Have you not seen?
Okay, you say that, but here's the deal. Have you ever watched the beginning of Rick and Morty? There's a giant Cthulhu monster flying after them, and there's never been an episode where that's actually a thing.
Fair. I'll give you that, but they're going to do Marvel Zombies.
You don't know that.
I
don't know that. No, you don't know that.
They always deliver.
No, they don't.
Marvel delivers.
No, they don't. No, they don't. I direct you to the...
if you say the M word, I'm going to punch you in the dick.
I wasn't, but now I am. So
say it. What did they deliver on during WandaVision?
Mephisto. They didn't bring us Mephisto like they should have. That was a missed opportunity. Hand over fist.
This is exactly what happened. WandaVision goes, hey, we're going to tease a thing. We're going to tease it so it can come back later. Loki's like, hold my beer, bitches. I'm bringing the next big bad guy of the entire next phase. But have fun with that.
But here's the problem. Like, when they brought that, the 6th episode of Loki, you have to admit it was kind of soft.
It was and it wasn't. I think it was the right way.
Good and well it was soft. You and I and and Adam and I came up with superior ideas of what they could have done there. I still think that they should have. Okay, because this isn't actually talking about what was in the 6th episode.
In retrospect, I disagree with my own points.
Don't get on that wagon, man. Don't get on that wagon. Look, here's the deal. I think that it should have been the movie Loki that we found at the end of time.
I do agree with that, and I feel like who they did have should have been a very strong post-credit scene, like more than just a few seconds. Like give us almost like a trailer, like a 3-minute post-credit scene. Yeah, because it deserved more than a post-credit scene, but I would have liked something different.
Yep. Like I said, a little bit of a missed opportunity.
Hey, Parwat, he's back. Welcome back. We appreciate you stopping on in.
Oh, I was reading his last name, and
I'm not gonna try.
I was reading his last name. That's why I squinted. I was like, "Is that a comment?" I feel like that's a comment, and then I saw "hi," and I was like, "Oh, okay, hi." I'm easily confused.
Yes. I don't want to disrespect him by saying it wrong.
Yeah, no, I don't blame you.
But yeah, so that could have ended differently, but I'm excited for the premise of what did happen.
I feel like, and now I'm looking at it now, so I feel like if you break it up into individual components.
Well, let's try it. He can comment if
Wong, Jan, Tara, Manny.
I mean, assuming that there's no cultural inflections on certain letters, you may have it right. Let us know if he got your last name right.
It's shot in the dark.
But I'm excited for...
Now watch, it's all silent and it's pronounced Johnson.
Do you think that's also a reason we haven't seen a whole lot of information on No Way Home?
Yes, absolutely.
They were waiting for Loki.
Yeah, absolutely. Because of what they did in the post-credit scene for Black Widow.
Right. 100%. So
because they're already doing that.
So this not being spoilers.
Correct. Not Spoilercast. If you haven't seen Black Widow, go see Black Widow. It's really good. It's a continuation. Holy crap, I can do it!
He got it right. Awesome. Guess what? You get the golden rule.
I get the golden rule.
I don't think that's how it works, but metaphorically you get it.
Yeah, I get a star for the show tonight.
So let me pose this question to you then.
Okay.
Going forward, I want to jump through this very quickly because we've got, 20 minutes or so. So I want to also talk about another show before we wrap this up. So I'm going to list off a series of shows and movies coming up, and I want to get your like quick synopsis of the movie or show.
Okay.
And if it's going to be standalone, like say Black Widow was, or if it's going to be more multi-universal tie into the big overarching that guy's war.
Go.
Okay.
Shoot your shot.
All right. So, what if is kind of self-explanatory, but what if? What do you see? How do you see that tying into everything then?
I see that as fun ways of looking at the now multiverse and going, here's all the cool things that are happening within these worlds. It's kind of, in my opinion, going to be like Love, Death, and Robots, where they go, here's a bunch of really fast, short little things that's kind of interesting to think about, and then it moves right along.
You don't think it'll have any bearing whatsoever on the overall continuity, or we won't see any of the characters come from that in a multiversal capacity?
I doubt that very seriously. I feel like all of those things are going to be pockets that are allowing us to look at something interesting, and I feel like it's going to be just that. If there's anything that comes out of it, it will be minimal at best.
I don't remember.
Like it may give the opportunity to introduce a character, but then when we get them at a later point in time, it's not the same thing.
Right. So I'm going to say 3 things real quick and move on from that title.
Okay, go.
Captain Britain, what's-her-face is reprising her role as Captain Britain in live action, not just in What If. Okay. I forget her name. She was, God damn it, what's her name? Don't make me vamp on this. We don't have time for it.
I got nothing. I don't know what you're talking about.
Captain America's sweetheart.
Peggy Carter?
Peggy Carter. She's going to be Captain Carter.
Nice.
But, okay. They are setting up the Interdimensional Avengers team. I forget. They have a specific name, and I don't remember what it is. Because they kind of are a little obscure. They're Avengers assembled from multiple dimensions.
Champions?
That sounds kind of right, but I can't.
American Chavez, Nova.
I don't know if they're assembling that specific crew, but they're interdimensional Avengers, and they are kind of doing a version of that now. Whether that extends past What If or not remains to be seen.
Gotcha. I know American Chavez is supposed to be a character coming up.
Yes, American Chavez is coming up.
We're getting them,
and this will tie. I'll ask this last question at the very end.
Okay. Go for it.
So next, I believe Hawkeye is coming up as well.
Hawkeye is going to be a more just character development and background development. I think that it will
more like a Black Widow movie.
Yeah, Black Widow movie. It's going to be. I don't know that it's going to necessarily set up anything huge.
Young Avengers.
Sure, maybe.
I feel like we're teasing a few characters along the way that could potentially be in a Young Avengers.
Right.
So they choose to do it.
Yes.
Okay. All right. No Way Home.
No Way Home is going to be very pivotal. Like I really think that that's going to do a lot for future titles.
Give me your short synopsis on how you think the movie is going to play out.
I think that it's going to be similar in nature, personally, to what we saw with Into the Spider-Verse, where you're going to have the opportunity to see other versions of Spider-Man, just like we already know is going to happen. Like that's a thing that we know is happening. And you're going to have some really neat villains as well as really neat Spider-Men and other characters from other dimensions that's probably going to help things out. I think that it's going to give us a real pulse on what's going to be happening moving forward from that point. I think that it has the potential of setting up some really great sub bad guys. One of the things that Spider-Man was always really, 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 really good at doing back in the day, whether it was the comic books or the movies, was they would introduce the bad guy.
Right.
And then this is why, honestly, this is why I like the Andrew Garfield Spider-Mans more than the Tobey Maguire ones, is they went out of their way to kind of do the same formula that they did in the comics, where or even in the cartoons, where they had a bad guy, the main bad guy. And then midway through, while Peter's trying to like figure out how to beat the main bad guy, there's a minor bad guy like the Rhino that shows up and he's like breaking into a bank and he's doing something stupid because he's the Rhino. And it's like, come on, dude, really? And while fighting him and not paying attention to the big problem, Peter ends up typically finding a solution or answer to the bigger problem at hand. And so he's like, that's how I'm going to be able to do this. And it's a formula that really worked for them for a long, long time.
So you think they're going to simulate something like that in a multiversal way?
I hope so, right? Where there is a bad guy, but then they go, okay, well, this is like a stair step to this other thing. And he's like, oh, I got an idea for that.
So here's my quick little pitch. I think that during this, I think in the background, we're going to have this war going on that was kind of mentioned in Loki, that war. And that we're going to have people being moved and shunted to different timelines because they're going to be getting trimmed and destroyed.
Pruned,
if you will. And that's why they have No Way Home.
Maybe. I don't know that it necessarily pertains specifically to that, but more that the other Spider-Men are like stuck in where they're at now.
Right. I think it's going to refer to the villains and the Spider-Mans of not having a way home.
Right.
Margaret Mills, I believe that's Meg. She goes by Meg. Says, "Good evening, everyone. Made it here from the East Coast. Awesome. Nice. Happy to have you." Yeah. So I think in the way Loki was a type of explainer for the next phase, Spider-Man will also be that in its own way.
Right.
But for the movies. All right. I don't want to go too much more on that, but we're going to skip a bunch of the ones because we need to move on to our next topic. But last question on that, and then I have one piece of news for you just to tease you. Do you think all that's leading up to Secret Wars as like a down the road thing? I mean, it's kind of all laying the groundwork for it.
No.
You don't think they're going to do it?
I think Eternals is going to lay that groundwork.
Gotcha. Okay, good to know. All right, last little teasy bit that I want to give you. Vincent D'Onofrio to reprise his role in Kingpin as or in Hawkeye as Kingpin.
I love him as that character. I didn't think I would like him as that character when I first heard about it for Daredevil.
100%. Same for the guy who played Punisher.
Right? And then as soon as it happened, I was like, yes.
Yep.
And it wasn't like when you first meet him. It was the scene where he's in the car and he's like dealing with the guy. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Hey.
The podcast people, okay, if you're listening to us post, like you're listening to us on Spotify or whatever, and you want to like know what it is I'm telling him not to do, you can watch this on like YouTube or whatever. Scroll to that specific time and you can check that out. But like,
come on, it's been out for a while. I feel like
it's not Spoilercast.
I know it's not Spoilercast, but we're what is it? That time frame that you can sue.
Oh, yeah, well.
Yeah, anyways. But yes, Daredevil supposedly coming in No Way Home just as Matt Murdock. But it will be Charlie Cox. And everyone seems to have been picked up from the Netflix series, except for Iron Fist and Luke Cage. They were not.
Man.
I wish they would just take them all or take them none. They were together.
Yeah.
But, this whole multiversal thing, they can do variants.
I so very much want to see David Tennant again, like in anything.
Absolutely.
Literally anything. I love him.
Patty says, can I just say really quick how proud I am that you stuck to the topic? Hey, he said we got a new format. We're sticking to it.
Yeah, man.
So look forward to all of them coming to the MCU, which is, and I'm really excited for Shang-Chi. But moving on. All right, so something else dropped on Netflix that I'm nostalgic for. I don't know if you were.
I am.
A big part of my childhood. I had toys.
I watched all of it. I got all caught up. Actually, I realized this morning that I fell asleep during the very last episode. And so just before this started, before we started recording, I went back, scrolled to the halfway point where I'm like, I remember this. Okay, I remember this. Okay, play. And then I watched the last few minutes of the episode because I slept through the last a little bit of it.
So what we're talking about is Masters of the Universe Revelations, the continuation of the original 80s TV show, created and show ran by Kevin Smith. I don't remember everyone on the show as far as the producers and stuff, but a great team, great voice acting. They pulled Game of Thrones, they pulled Buffy. They got Justin Long to do a robot. Like, it was a great cast of people.
Okay, and I have to admit, I hated what's his face, Orca
was one of my favorite. Always has been.
Nope, hated him. He was such a little dweeb. I hated everything about him. He could just die. And
go back to the 80s show. He's such a little dweeb.
I hated it. I hated it. And now you watch him now, and I was like, man, that's a really great story. I really like him. They did a great job with that.
You hated him before, and you like him now?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, because you know what he reminds me of? He reminds me. Patty says, "Spit it out already." What are you talking about? And that's what we're talking about, Masters of the Universe. So Netflix did She-Ra, which was really awesome. My daughter really got into it, and that was kind of cool to see her like stuff from back when I was just a wee lad.
Did you let her watch Voltron?
Did.
Nice.
I did. And so what people need to understand, there's some controversial things that happen with He-Man. I'll let you discuss that on Spoilercast.
Yep.
But there were some decisions made, but people need to understand this show is not titled He-Man Masters of the Universe. It's titled Masters of the Universe Revelations and is a direct continuation of the 80s TV show. It kind of basically picks up loosely where it left off and starts a new story, which I am on board with.
I enjoyed it. I really like the art set for it.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's beautiful.
Patty says, I love She-Ra. It's amazing. I don't know if you've had a chance to catch like the not, I don't know if it's a reboot or continuation, but basically there's a new show on Netflix and it's awesome.
Yeah.
But yes, what I loved about this is it is updated art style. It has the same 80s campiness that it had back. Like some of the lines are just yes and no. It has just enough.
The flashbacks are the campy parts.
Yes, like I don't want to get it too much, but the scene on the boat with Skeletor. You know what I'm talking about?
I do.
And he's like, I wonder. And you're like, really?
Really?
Patty says, okay, I'm going to go watch. Thank you for that. Never thought I'd say that to you, Josh. Why not? I offer some good pearls. I offer some good stuff. He-Man was also, well, we shouldn't call it He-Man. It was Masters of the Universe. It was very good.
Yep.
All I'm going to say is, but if you haven't watched it yet, Patty says no spoilers. 100%. Nope. We're not on Spoilercast. Nope. No spoilers.
No spoilers. You want spoilers? You can join me on the Spoilercast at a later point.
Yeah, then you're going to get all the spoilers. Just remember, it's called Masters of the Universe. The story is not just about one person.
Yes.
It's Eternia is the center of the universe and the center of magic. That's all you need to know.
Yep, that's it. And I'm not gonna elaborate any further than that right there. I think that's very well put.
Very pivotal to, I think, the 80s show, the movie, and the movie. Oh God,
shut up! I love the movie.
Oh, Masters of the Universe, got it.
I think she feels like you're hammering that point pretty good.
Patty, if you watch it, you'll understand why. Because there were some people that were sold on the idea that it was one thing that it's not, but it was never actually sold as that one thing. They just had it in their head that it was. So there are rumors that they may actually canonize Masters of the Universe and tie it into She-Ra, the current running show.
That would be awesome.
Which would be really cool.
Kevin Smith does some really great storytelling. And
does.
I don't know. Okay, so I don't know if you
back and let him tell a story. He'll get you there.
I don't know if you ever watched. Well, I was talking at one point in time to my friend Sean about Kevin Smith, and he was like, "Man, everything I've ever watched to Kevin Smith is kind of non serious. Like everything that he does is just like kind of jokey and funny and whatever. Yeah, no worries.
Patty says, Matt, thanks for catching my sarcasm. Got it.
Got it. Really hammering that point home, Josh. Got it. But when I was talking to Sean, and he was like, "Yeah, everything he does is just kind of like ha ha ha, funny." And I'm like, "Have you ever seen the movie Red State?" And he was like, "No." I'm like, "Dude, Red State is so good. It is. It's really, really good."
Chasing Amy.
But it's not like a jokey movie.
No.
It's a really good story. Keep in mind, if ever anybody watching this who's not seen the movie Red State, if you feel the need to go watch Red State, there's going to be a part where there's this guy getting very, very preachy. And about the time you reach your peak of being able to suffer him, the movie goes off. Okay. It is super duper good. Even Sean was like, "Oh, thank God that part's over because I was about to turn this movie off." And then he goes, "I'm so glad I didn't. This movie is amazing." And it really is. It's the slow burn right there at the very beginning, and then it just goes off. It's bananas. But Kevin Smith does a really great job at doing that, about telling story in that particular fashion.
Absolutely. And even his ha-ha funny dickbag joke movies, they tell a good story. If you were to pluck all that stuff out of there, there's still a good story in there.
Yes,
Patty
Red State. Yes.
Red State, yes, Patty. Very good movie. But like I said, even like Chasing Amy, that is in the Jay and Silent Bob universe, is one of his more serious movies. Very good movie. People just, and that's the other thing with Masters of the Universe. This is only part 1 of season 1. There is a part 2 yet to come.
Yep.
So gotta wait.
That ending, we ain't gonna get into it.
He did it not only once, he did it twice.
Yep. Well, I have my thoughts on that, but
we'll
anyway.
see.
So back around across the bottom of the screen there, you see that we have the website for our sponsor, SwiftLifestyles.com. Make sure you get over there, check them out if you need anything energy drink related or some of their gear and things of that nature. And if you are going to purchase any of that stuff, make sure you use the promotion code of ATM Life 15, ATM Life 15, in order to be able to get your 15% off through Swift Lifestyles. But yeah, I still want to get over there and get some of the stuff. I'm really interested in seeing that particular.
Before you do, get with me on that.
I will. No, absolutely.
I have some stuff for you to do that.
Okay.
But yeah, and be sure to check out all of our other stuff as well. You can see Swift Lifestyles. Oh, you know what? I need to mention, we're running a giveaway right now.
Yes, we are.
We're running a giveaway till the middle of September.
Yep.
If you fancy yourself at an axe house and you're chucking some axes, take a few pictures. Go to our Facebook at facebook.com/alltowermedia. At the top, pinned to the top, is our giveaway. In that comment thread, post your pictures, where you were at. Go ahead and tag them if they have a Facebook page, or just state where you were at if you would like to. But post that picture. We are going to draw a random winner of whoever does that. And Matt, what are you going to do?
I'm going to send you an axe. We're going to get some information from you if you're the one that ends up winning. I'm going to get how to contact you, all that good stuff, and then I'm going to end up sending out an axe to you. I've been actually sanding it down and working on it throughout the course of the day, today actually. And so, yeah, I've got it pretty much done and put together at this point in time. I will post up some pictures. It looks pretty good. I really like it. It throws really well. Really well.
Patty says, I'm going without Roger with a D. He's a flake. Well, Roger with a D is a flake, but Roger without a D, pretty awesome. he should definitely go throw axes.
He should
with the no D. Hopefully we see the both of you out there. We would like hopefully Roger joined you again on Spoilercast. That was amazing. You guys had a good little back and forth there.
I enjoyed it. Fun. He still thinks I'm you.
That's
I don't
fine.
know why, but I mean, I'm not Josh.
I'm okay if everyone thinks that you're me.
I keep doing. I'm not Josh. I'm still not Josh.
Now, if I go to different axe houses, can I enter in that many times? The answer is, Patty, no. 1 entry per person.
But good try. if you go and you like it, then like cool, awesome. I that's what I want to promote is a little bit more of the axe throwing community. It is a ton of fun. I don't think I've met a bad person within axe throwing. Most people I know, boo, says Patty, but like you gotta make it fair for all the peoples. But in the time that I've been throwing axes, I don't think I've met a shitty person throwing axes. Like I've met some shitty people in other things, but and axe throwing, I don't know, everybody's just super nice and very supportive, and it's always been a lot of fun. And I enjoy the hell out of it. I was at the US Open for axe throwing, and the guy that was standing next to me was like, "Come on, man, you got this, pick it up." And I'm like, "I'm competing against you. Quit rooting for me." Like it's really putting me off a little bit here.
Yeah, right. But
like, come on, man, I'm rooting for you. And I'm like, I'm playing against you. He beat me, so like it got in my head. I guess it worked, but
I would still like to do a cross promotional shirt with Tommy Hawks. That would be freaking awesome.
That would be awesome. Yeah.
Patty says that is awesome. The guy cheering you on, that is pretty great.
Yeah. My mother went to see my daughters play. So her granddaughters, they were in our league this last season. They're 11, and they went and competed against full grown adults here locally. And one of my daughters, she's like, I don't know. She's short by comparison, but there's this dude that's there. His name's Stu. Really great guy. He's typically pretty quiet whenever he's around, but he's got like dreadlocks and he wears a top hat. He's got a big old beard. And my daughter comes skipping up to the line to like compete against him in the tournament. And they do their warm-up throws, and then he goes to acknowledge her where you tap blades together. You just reach over and you go clink, and you tap your blades together. And my daughter hauls off and goes pang and hits that axe. And he kind of looked at it like, oh, like, I don't know what to say here. And so I end up turning and looking at the guy. And of course, Stu looks at me like, what? And I was like, you don't have to hit it so hard. My daughter goes, I know. And then she just proceeded and they proceeded to start throwing, and she beat him 41-40.
Holy shit.
Oh yeah. And then the next two games, they were close. One of them, he ended up beating her by 3. And then the next one, he ended up beating her by 1, but they were still really close. And at the very end of it, he goes, that little girl scares the hell out of me. And I'm like, rightfully so. She should.
Our girls need to play. I want to tell you a quick story. I think I told you, but I want to tell it on there. Patty says, I'll be competing against you, Matt. Just wait.
Heck yeah. That would be okay. That would actually be kind of awesome.
That would be awesome. So I took my daughter to go throw.
Nice.
And, we're teaching her how to throw I call it the down and back. Yep. Down, just nice and smooth. It's very effortless. The less you think about it, the better you throw.
I can't tell you how many times today I've told people, look, the more you put into throwing the axe, the less likely it's going to like work for you.
Hey, General made it on by. How's it doing?
What's up, General?
Mr. Dalton? Patty says, heck yeah. So anyways, I take my daughter. Patty, you'll get a kick out of this. She doesn't throw down and back. Where's my axe? Is it over here? Yes, it is. I keep it nearby. By the way, Matt made this one for me, and I love it. She does, instead of, this is the throw, right? Like that, right? She goes, tomahawk chop. She 45s it in. And I swear, Matt, at every time she threw it, it landed neck level at the target at like this strange 45-degree angle. And I just look at her, and she goes, yeah.
Yeah. So,
and I'm like,
okay. I had a group of 12 women in the other night. They were there for a bachelorette party, and they were having a very good time. And they were asking about how to do that specifically. That's called throwing cross grain, and throwing cross grain is actually really hard to do. But anyhow, I don't have any further thoughts on axe throwing other than like make sure that you guys get a chance to go do that. I don't think I've seen any pictures posted up so far, so there's like a high probability that right now, this second, you could stand a good chance of winning this thing. Because
throw those photos up, you good chance of winning.
Yep, right now, absolutely.
Right here towards the end, we got a love from Josh Dalton and a wow from Parawat. We appreciate that. We want to thank everyone's coming by and hanging out with us. We're going to go ahead and start wrapping up the show. Oh, how she wants to know quickly. Patty said, how did the bridal party do?
They did really well. They didn't believe me that having a few drinks would help, but then they had a few drinks and they were like, holy crap. I'm like, look, people come in here, they're real rigid about it because like, this movement doesn't feel normal. And then I'm like, look, you just got to be a little bit fluid with it. And once they got kind of over that and they had a couple of drinks to kind of loosen themselves up a little bit, they did really, really well. And, it took one of them a couple extra tries. I had to coach them a little bit further. But once we got them, once you feel a good throw, you'll be able to do it. You
feel it too.
And I told Josh this the first time I took him throwing. I'm like, look, you will feel the difference between a good throw and a bad throw. And you really, really, really do.
It won't even hit that board. It'll just leave your fingers. You're like, that's going to suck.
Yep. Or you'll be like, yep, got it. And
it will.
You just know.
There's times where I'll hit the kill shot and it's not even out of my hand yet. And I'm like, oh, that's it right there. I know it.
Yes, definitely extra coaching. The general said, sure, Matt, extra coaching.
Just like in Ghost. All right, we're just going to get right back behind you here and just, all right, I'm going to hold on to you.
There was a guy.
All right, couple of shots and I'll be at pro level. I mean, I compare it to almost like shooting pool. I suck at pool. I have a half a pitcher of beer. I get a half a horn in.
Yeah.
And I'm hitting bank shots that I never would have tried sober.
My mother hates it when I say this, but it definitely helps lubricate the transaction.
Get in there and just you're gonna take that axe and just kind of throw it over there with his friends and happy little axes over there.
Jesus Christ.
All right. Well, again, I want to thank everyone for stopping by. If you have enjoyed the show, and you are listening to it live or on the VOD, please sure to hit that follow, that like, that subscribe, tag the bell so you know when we're going live. Tell Facebook, however it is, there's a thing to it on our page to know when we're getting going live and stuff like that. If you are listening to us on the podcast, come check us out live. We are live every other Sunday and the following Friday on Spoilercast. And we want to, again, thank everyone for stopping by. Patty says, I'd hate for my boys to say that as well.
But help lubricate the transaction? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's. I think it's a mom thing.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a little cringy thing to say. Yeah, but, all right, folks. Well, again, thank you for stopping by. State of the Nerd. I'm Josh.
Roper.
And we
All Tower Media.
All Tower Media, baby. And that is the way the cookie goes.